Oh, it comes an ordering burst down the outside. Around the turn, they come into a straight. Scott Shepherd over the jump.
Before I left school, I was working with my father's car yard as a car detailer. Then I started full-time. I left school and I started full-time working at the car yard, and I was splitting my time between the car yard and the BMX shop, because
Yes.
we had the BMX shop on the top of Performance Cars. I think you remember that.
I can remember that. That's where I started work, and I can actually remember asking you for a price list. And at the time you tapped and said it was all in the head. So we didn't have a lot of structure, but we had a firm direction and we were as keen as mustard.
Well, I knew all the prices. But yeah, it was a bit hard to get you to know them all. So that's when Heather helped us.
Yes,
And
she
Heather
did.
created the price list, the first BMX International price list for us with the green cover. Do you remember that?
Yes, I do. I do. And then I started cold calling dealers, and then we enjoyed some good growth over the next 12 months with premium brands like Redline, Mongoose, and Skyway at that particular time.
How many dealers did we have then? There was only a handful, probably 20 or 30 dealers in the first days.
Look, I would suggest probably from that to 250 dealers. Your mum used to do all the accounts.
That's right,
Bless her
yeah.
soul, and it wasn't quite as organised as what it is today, but she did a great job. Simple times, but I think you're right. I think probably initially 20 to 30, and then I think we grew that by cold calling to about 50.
That's right.
When I started, it was about the size of a big double garage, and I'm probably being generous. And then we decided to move across the road to Billy Bott's shed and have some warehouse space.
Well, that was the problem. We had no warehouse space, did we? Because we had half the detailing bay of the car yard for our product, so they couldn't detail the cars.
Well, I guess you get your car cleaned as well as sell product in those days. But then we moved across there, and then probably the best move with growth was when we moved to Montpelier Road, which was a nice facility, and that gave us the opportunity to stock more product.
There was about 300 square metres of space, I think, at Montpelier Road, and all on the single level, and yeah, we could have everything under the one roof there.
Yeah, no, it was a good premise, and compared to where we'd come from, it was excellent.
That's right. So the big move for us was really probably back in 1983 when we moved back to Blair's Sheds. He rebuilt some sheds in Earl Street, which was right across the road from the BMX track, which was quite convenient as well.
Yes. Well, it was convenient. I can always remember that unfortunately he leased the front one to one of the panel beaters, but once the panel beater moved, it was a beautiful facility.
That's right. Well, we had a showroom there then too, and that was the first time we really had a nice showroom as well.
Certainly did.
So it wasn't the perfect scenario, but it did us at the time.
And it was a perfect scenario when the containers turned up, because it was only you and me, so the boys used to give us a hand, which was great. Because
Well, we had Dave with us then too. Dave
Yes,
Fuller.
yes.
He was with us, and he was with us for 20 years, so he did a very good job.
He did a
for us.
very good job.
Yeah.
Did a very good job.
We decided that we'd actually got into doing Univiga bikes and a lot of Redline bikes. We're doing a lot of product,
Yes.
moving a lot of shipments of bikes, and we had to rent another shed next door. So in 1993 we actually moved to 26 Basalt Street.
We did. And look, it was a great building that served us well in the early days. Probably not so well in the latter period, but we made do, and we ran the business from there successfully for 20 years. That helped.
Yeah. And remember too, we had our trade shows there. We were doing trade shows at the Crest International Hotel.
We were.
In the middle of Brisbane, but once we got the facility at Basalt Street, it was a lot bigger, a lot more open. We started to do our trade shows at the premise. So after 20 years at Basalt Street, we found that we'd outgrown the building. We'd taken on the Miraco brand of bikes, and we're doing multiple container loads of Miraco.
Yes.
We had to rent sheds down the road.
Yes.
We had multiple sheds down the road, and I was forever ferrying bikes backwards and forwards in a truck, so we thought we've got to look for a bigger premises.
Yes.
And where do we find?
Well, we've found the current premise, which is in Telford Street, but look, we've been very, very fortunate to acquire this, because it's 2,200 square metres, all on one level, and what that means is the boys can be a lot more productive. We can see the stock. If people come out, we can show them through easily. We can bring containers into the building and unload them easily. It's made our business a lot more productive.